In our school, see, we run a school in Coorg, which has from Montessori up to grade 12. And sports is a very important part of our curriculum.
Okay. Okay.
It's not just those who are good will play. Every child plays sport, whether it is swimming, hockey, including we have shooting as one of our core sports, 10-meter shooting. From grade 6 onwards, selection happens. Those who are good get into training programs, and all our training of those selected athletes in athletics, hockey, and shooting is free of cost. But you have to show, and the families have to show that support. Otherwise, there's no point. You know, when you give it free, it's only their travel, what they take. But training cost, everything is covered by the foundation. I think our school is different because even my teachers are very fit.
Yeah. So nice.
We have 65 plus teachers and everybody is. So we conduct marathons, we conduct events, we conduct hockey championships, we conduct athletic for the entire district because we're in a small hometown. And I think it's important. I always believe that everybody is there in India to look at once you reach at the national level. But that journey for that child to reach the national level is very important. And that the base of the pyramid, if it is larger, then champions will emerge out of choice and not chance. So for me, it is important to create that base. So I focus on grassroots till under 16 years, and then 16 or 18 maximum. And if they really pursue it and are already at the national level, like one of my child was with me till graduation, now she's got a job. So neighboring colleges we have tied up with. But the focus is on building these, and 7 to 8 of my players have already been absorbed in Sai hockey team.
Oh.
You know, some of the athletes have gone, right now I have about 8 children who have qualified for the SGIF games in athletics. 2 in hockey, so they're all representing the state. So that's how I churn out young talent, and then they move on into various stages.
అంటే why Coorg? అంటే కూర్గ్లోనే పెట్టడానికి కారణం ఏమిటి యాక్చువల్లీ?
There are 2 reasons. My husband was a national junior hockey India player, but he got into business, and both of us came in from Coorg. Coorg really did not, though we have produced, you know, from the armed forces to hundreds of international players in hockey and, you know, in other sport, there was no facility as such. For an education, you have to come to Coorg, from Coorg to Mysore or Mangalore or Ooty or Bangalore. So there was no good education system there. So everybody was moving out, and I think for both of us, we are very close to our hometown, and it was important as a community to develop our community. We are a very small community. It's the smallest district in India, so nobody really pays attention. Though we are highest revenue generating with coffee, nobody really pays attention to Coorg. And I think setting this up 20 years back has led to many developments as a community, with many hubs coming up. Today, Coorg is a tourist hub. You know, it has some of the most fantastic places. A lot of education setups have come up. But we are different because we also house an academy.
కానీ మీ అకాడమీలో జాయిన్ అవ్వాలి అంటే ఏ స్టేట్ నుంచైనా రావచ్చా?
I have from Jammu Kashmir also. I have NRI students also. But we have only 8.
I should come there and cover the
Yeah, you should
academy.
do that. We can't cross more than 875. That's our max number of students. So whether you're good in sports or not, you have to go through a basic entrance exam because there's only limited seats in each class, and with only 870 we are not increasing the numbers also. So it's good. I mean, you know, started off not coming from an educational background, but it has been a learning, and I continue to learn today from my young kids who are there. You know, every day is a learning. Yeah.
కానీ మీ జర్నీలో స్పోర్ట్స్లో ఉన్న పాలిటిక్స్ మీరు కూడా చూసుంటారు, కానీ ఇప్పుడు కంపారిటివ్లీ అది ఏమైనా తగ్గిందంటారా?
I wouldn't say reduced because I became an administrator in sports after I left competing in sports. And I feel, looking at the scenario, especially in small districts and states, enormous amount of politics still happens.
Yeah, true.
At the national level, of course, your performance does the talking, so you don't really. But yes, we all know what's happening in federations, what's happening in associations, how many multiple associations are there in one sport. So that politics happens, and I always feel that, it's best what I do is to just help children, by giving them the platform. I've gotten out of administration of sport because at that point, before the Commonwealth Games, India was in such a mess, and we launched the clean sports movement. 10 Olympians got together and launched it, and the ills of sport really came out to the public. Because prior to that, everybody said, what is there? You'll run, you'll recognize what is there. But the journey is very tough, especially in team sport.
True.
It's very difficult. So I think you have to show exceptional grit, determination, and performance, of course, to go with it.
కానీ మన ఇండియాలో స్పోర్ట్స్కి ఇచ్చే ప్రయారిటీ అని అంటే మీ ఉద్దేశ ప్రకారం ఎంత ఉంది ప్రయారిటీ?
I think today, as I said, because the governments have given such lift to sport, other than cricket. If you see, even in Olympic sport or the Asian Games, 100 odd medals, it's not come from one sport. It's come from an array of sports, which is fantastic. In our days, it was just Usha, Shiny, myself. Just the athletics were prominent, and to a certain extent, hockey was prominent. Right? Today, across disciplines, it's good. And I think if parents can take it up and children can balance the pressures of academics,
కరెక్ట్.
not everybody can get 95%.
దాట్స్ ట్రూ.
Right? So, what is the road for an average child? I'm an average student, but I've done well in life.
దాట్స్ గుడ్.
So, even my daughter, when she was playing badminton, I would say if you get 50-60%, it's enough. But her schoolmates, parents would call me and say, don't give such statement. I said, my child works out 6 hours a day. Right? So, I don't expect her to get 90% so that your class average goes up. So, and I tell my athletes in my school also, one is no compromise on discipline. Second is no compromise on hard work. And third is just focus on the studies to get where you're supposed to get. I'm not asking you to get a 90%. Because in our academy, when our children go out in sports, our teachers take one-on-one for every child. So without compromising on all this, your average mark should be this much. So I think if you can do that and balance it out, in our days 50-60% was like very good. We got jobs, we got college admission, but today with a 90% you don't get college admission.
True.
So really, are we on the right path in that direction? Because you're not allowing children to actually experience, and then you give them so much of pressure, so then you have mental, stress. And then today, mental illness has become
Big part actually in our lives.